officer. I'm an accountant by profession. So I'm a wife and a mother of 3 children. Now, senior manager of Forever Living Products. Okay, so paano ba ako napunta dito sa company na ito, sa Forever? So I was so busy during that time kasi pregnant po ako ng 8 months nung nag-start ako, na-introduce sa akin ng company na ito. So imagine mo, nag-work ako 8 months ang tiyan ko, paano ako nagkaroon ng time gawin ang negosyo ng Forever. So actually, hindi ko ini-intend na gawin ang business na ito. Unang-una kasi busy at the same time yung situation ko nung time na yun. Pero our eldest daughter was very sickly. Meron siyang concern sa primary or meron siyang bronchial problem. So severe, napaka-sensitive niya pagdating sa mga medication. So we prayed na sana merong gamot. Gamot pa yung pananalangin namin before na merong gamot na tutugma sa kanya kasi lagi lang sinasabi ng pediatrician namin na Mommy, let's try this for 7 days. If it's working, continue namin ng 14 days. So far, for how many attack sa kanya, wala talagang parang hiyang na hiyang sa kanya. So tamang-tama nung time na yon na-introduce sa akin ng Forever, yung isang office mate namin, he is a chemical engineer. Sabi niya, Vicky, check natin, panoorin niyo ito kung paano baka makatulong sa anak mo. So, nung nakita ko ang produkto at sinabi namang money back guarantee kung hindi effective kasi nga dami namin mga antibiotics sa ref na once pag diluted na ng water, hindi naman pwede ibalik yun sa drugstore. So, tinry namin. Ang maganda lang, grabe ang result. Naisuka ng anak ko yung phlegm na parang talaba. Hindi naman right away. So after mga second week na pag-take niya ng products, so nung nakita ko very effective sa kanya kasi nakaginhawa na, hindi na masyado sa ina-attack, doon na kami nag-try gamitin yung iba pang produkto. So kami mag-asawang inuna namin gamitin is yung toothpaste kasi sabi, pag nag-toothbrush kayong dalawa ngayong gabi, kinabukasan na umaga, wala talagang bad breath. So talaga namang magandang nangyari, wala talagang bad breath. So kung wala kang asawa, pwede nyong kagatin yung sarili nyo at may maiwan dyang parang konting saliva, amuyin nyo po, wala talagang bad breath. So doon pa lang sabi ko, napakaganda yung mga produkto. So doon na kami nag-start. Part-time kong ginawa ang Forever. So learning muna hanggang natuto. Hanggang after a year, ginawa namin as full-time. So sa umpisa, hirap. Kasi syempre lahat naman ng mga bagay na inuumpisahan, mahirap talaga. Pero pag ginawa mo talagang seryoso, yung hirap na yan ay namumunga. At yung bunga na yon, kaya nung after a year na paggagawa ng part-time, nakita namin maganda yung result. So kami mag-asawa, ang husband ko pala is a seaman before. So hindi muna siya nag-full-time, bumalik muna siya sa pagbabarko. Pero yung nakita niya after a year, nakabili na kami ng sasakyan, okay na yung health ng anak namin, gumanda na rin yung result ng income. So aral din siya, inaral niya, hanggang kami ngayon nagtutulong mag-asawa. After another year, nag-full-time na rin po yung husband ko. So kami dalawa ngayon ang nagtutulungan na ginagawa ang negosyo na ito. Okay, so hindi ko napahabay na introduction ko kasi focus tayo more on products. Okay, so our company is Forever Living Product, the aloe vera of America. So ang pinaka-main products ng Forever is aloe vera, pero meron din siyang another plantation. So mamaya pakita ko sa inyo. Okay, so ito po yung pinakamay-ari natin, si Rexmond. He is a Christian missionary. Okay, so ito yung mga kasama niya. Yung ngayon ang gumagalaw na pinaka-head natin is yung anak niyang si Gregmon. So nung wala pang pandemic, every year nagta-travel siya. So nakaka-visit siya sa Pilipinas. Pero habang ngayong pandemic, ang hirap, hindi na tayo nakaka-travel, so, pero virtual natuto tayo. Okay, so makikita natin sa lahat ng mga videos ang mga talk nung anak niya si Gregmon. Pati din si Rexmon, meron siya before sa nawala dito sa mundo. Okay, this is our head office, okay, located at Scottsdale, Arizona. So mapapansin na dami mga iba't ibang flags dahil ang company natin is available in 167 countries worldwide. So imagine mo kanina tinor tayo ni Manager Mernelli sa Bulgaria. So nasa letter B na tayo ngayon. Okay? So marami pang mga letter B countries na may Forever Living products po talaga available doon. Okay? So yung mga nakapila mga flags dito ay iba't ibang country na may Forever Living branches. Okay, so yan ang mga buildings owned by Forever Living. It's 100% owned by Forever Living Company. Okay, so ito yung mga iba't ibang mga buildings. Karamihan ng mga buildings na pinapurchase ng company ng Forever Living Products is mga historical building. Yung may mga talagang antique na mga building na mamahaling building at located sa central of the country talaga siya. Okay, so aside from mga buildings, ang Forever Living Products, meron din siyang other businesses like mga houseboats, hotels, resorts, mga ranches. Okay, so this is our head office, Forever Living Philippines, located at Hexagon Building along Quezon Avenue. Okay, so yan ang pinaka-head office natin. Then meron din tayong branches sa Calamba, sa Cebu, sa Davao, sa Cagayan de Oro, and meron din sa Cavite as product center. So meron tayong buying center dito. Okay, so our company is vertically integrated. Pag sinabing vertically integrated, lahat ng stages, lahat ng plantation, harvesting, manufacturing, research and development, tracking, hanggang distribution ng products ay pag-aari ng isang company which is Forever. Okay, so yung quality-wise, safe na safe talaga tayo diyan. Okay. So, Forever Living Products, Bee Products. Okay, so skip ko na yung about aloe vera kasi that is not my topic. Ang topic ko ngayon is Bee Products. Okay. Ayan, nutrition from the beehive. So, ito yung four major products ng Forever about bees. Okay. Okay, so why is it that nutritional supplements is important? Diba? So marami naman diyang mga iba't ibang mga klaseng mga supplements. Gaano ba kaganda, gaano ba ka-importante ang mga bee products sa katawan natin? Remember, bees ay talagang sila lahat nag-formulate ng mga products na ito. Ginawa lang in a form, inilagay sa bottle directly to us. So yung formulation yan, pinabayaan na ni God yan doon sa mga bubuyog na yan. Okay, so many of us, if we don't exhibit visible signs of illnesses, we are healthy. An assumption, okay, so minsan yung assumption natin is incorrect. Kala natin malusog na malusog tayo ngayon. Pero di ba ang sakit naman, naiipon yan unti-unti. Bago mag-manifest, hindi na kayang i-tolerate ng katawan natin. So kailangan natin talaga suportahan ng supplements na yan kasi later on, pwedeng bumigay. Sa dami ng mga stress ngayon, sa dami ng mga emotional concern na nangyayari sa paligid ngayon, kailangan talaga natin ang supplements. So most diseases are present in the body for a long period of time bago yan mag-manifest sa outward natin. Okay, so gradually, we notice that we feel more fatigue or that our body is not responding normally. So doon na natin nararamdaman unti-unti na meron na tayong panghihina. Okay, so by the time we are aware of the gravity of our illness, minsan late na, hindi na kaya. Bumigay na yung katawan natin. So, the link between nutrition and immune system is the basis of special science is yung strengthening our immune system on a day-to-day basis. So, hindi naman yan instantly, di ba? Okay, so most of us never come to realize the immeasurable value of good health until one day we find no longer possess it. yung wala na, give up na talaga yung mga doktor. So, saka natin ma-realize, sana hindi ko ginawa ng mga nakaraang panahon na ganito nangyari. Hindi sana ako aabot sa ganitong situation. So mas malaking gastos pag inantay pa natin na grabe na yung nararamdaman. Okay? So people in modern industrialization like ngayon, lahat nila, halos lahat tayo, walang exemption kung nagmamadali, di ba? Gusto natin instant lahat. Okay? So pati yung pag-inom ng mga soft drinks, 'di ba? Yung mga pag-inom ng mga instant juices, 'di ba? Yung mga ganon, ayaw na natin yung tayo mismo ang magtitimpla. Okay, so tapos pag nagkasakit, naging dependent na tayo sa mga chemical drugs. So later on, yung side effect magsasuffer na. Samantalang pag nutritional supplements ang tinake natin, possible delayed or hindi talaga tayo magkakasakit. Okay? Sandali lang po ha. Turn off ko na lang yung video para dire-diretso ako sa presentation. Hindi ako nawawala kasi natatakpan yung slides ko with my ano. Okay, so do you believe that what we eat directly affects on how well the immune system functions, 'di ba? So kung ang kinakain natin ay palaging matatamis, which is nakakatakot ngayon pag diabetic tayo ngayon, ang dami, very prone tayo sa concern sa buong mundo, 'di ba? Yung sinabing COVID. Okay, so careful talaga tayo. Kung mahilig tayo sa mga maaalat, ang magsasuffer sa atin is yung kidney, 'di ba? Kung mahilig tayo sa matataba, ang magsasuffer sa atin, pwede yung heart or circulatory system. So, kung ano yung usual na kinakain natin, karamihan talaga yun ang sakit na kinakalabasan. So, kunyari, 'di ba? Sabihin, ang sakit po kasi ng mga magulang ko is diabetic, kaya diabetic din ako. So, minsan may mga taong diabetic nga yung parents, pero hindi naman nag-manifest sa taong ito dahil hindi niya ginaya yung lifestyle ng parents. Okay? So although meron talaga sa genes niya yon, kaya lang hindi ka agad-agad magma-manifest kasi hindi na-abuse yung katawan. Okay? So this can probably be attributed to the busy lifestyles that most of us lead. Okay? Many people work all day long. Okay, lalo ngayon, nasa bahay lang pero ang daming ginagawa online. So bukod sa ginagawa online, trabaho sa bahay, atin na lahat. Okay, lalo sa mga moms, di ba? So since there is no cooking or cleaning involved na, so order na lang ng order online. Kaya madami ngayon talaga nag-gain ng weight. So kaya buti na lang katatapos lang natin ng C9. Okay? So kung hindi tayo nag-exercise, at least mag-C9 man lang. Okay? So the problem is that your body will pay the price later. Okay? Parang kotse. Yung kotse, anong nangyayari? Pag kunyari ang kotse is ang gasoline ang langis niya, pero nagkamali ng lagay. Ang ginamit is crude or diesel. So magbabag down siya, di ba? So ganun din ang katawan natin. Ang dapat ng katawan natin is pakainin talaga ng mga nutritious food like mga gulay, di ba? Prutas, saka yung mga supplements na dapat i-add on natin para smoothly ang takbo or smoothly ang function ng katawan natin. Sa sasakyan naman, pag nagkamali ang nilagay, pwede mag-bog down or pwede talagang totally crush ng sasakyan na yan. Okay? So, the body will become weakened and partially disabled by the consistent intake of wrong type of foods. So, without proper nutrients, the immune system will become slow and responsive and work with reduced efficiency. So ever since the discovery of antibiotics, okay, yan, mga instant, gusto natin, pag nagkasakit tayo, inom tayo kaagad ng mga chemical drugs or synthetic drugs para instantly mawala. Pero alam naman natin, bago lumabas yung sakit na yan, many years muna yan bago bumigay ang katawan. So kung antibiotics ang asahan lang natin, yung mga side effect later on, kaya nadadamage yung ibang organ. So mas mahirap na pag umabot pa sa ganon. Okay? So may mga drugs that might cure diseases. Noon yun ha. However, scientists are beginning to discover that drugs and chemical substance are not cure-all. They were once thought to be. It is actually the body's own defense system that plays a critical role in treating disease. So scientists are discovering that when the immune system functions properly, it can combat or cure almost any diseases. So that's all our efforts that should be aimed to eating proper foods that allow immune system to function efficiently. Okay, so bakit ko sinabi muna ito sa bungad para at least aware tayo bakit natin kailangan itong mga bee products na ito. Kasi napakaganda po talaga yung mga benefits ng mga bee products na ito. So bago ko ituloy sa mga major products natin, ipakikita ko lang muna po sa inyo yung video na bee farm natin. So one of the officer ng Forever Living Products ang nagsasalita nito. So let's play the video.
Did you know our beehives are in an ideal location where the pristine environment eliminates contaminants such as pesticides and pollutants? Also, we use specially designed equipment to gather and preserve the ingredients in the conditions nature intended in order to bring you the finest bee products in the world. Forever Bee Honey is a great tasting storehouse of goodness, and its natural carbohydrates make it a tremendous quick energy source. Forever Royal Jelly gives your energy and metabolism a boost while fighting stress. Forever Bee Pollen is an all-natural boost to your energy and stamina, and it contains no preservatives, artificial colors, or flavors. And finally, Forever Bee Propolis is derived from the protective substance gathered and used by bees to keep their hives clean. It is an excellent way to help support the body's natural defenses. All of our bee products, honey, royal jelly, bee pollen, and bee propolis, are natural and come from the hives directly to you, just as honeybees have been making them for thousands of years. So if these products aren't already a regular part of your daily routine, be sure and order them today to take advantage of the natural goodness that bees can bring to your life.
Okay, so type 2 nga po kung nandyan pa po ba kayo. Kasi hindi ko kayo nakikita, mahirap. At least meron man lang mag-response para aware ako na nanonood pa kayo. So thank you. Okay. So that's the video. Yun ang pinakita na kanina yung bee farm natin. Okay. So kung gaano kalinis, gaano ka ganda yung lugar. Okay, beehives are located in the desert away from pesticides and pollutants. So yung natin, location na yon is talagang walang mga pollution, walang mga chemical fertilizer, pesticides na sisip-sip yung mga bubuyog. So we use the state-of-art patented equipments to gather and preserve the honey. It's 100% and the other products. Okay, so yan yung itsura na yan. Okay, so inaalagaan sila doon. May mga naka-assign na mga tao para anihin yung honey, yung pollen, yung propolis, yung royal jelly. Okay, so ngayon naman our next video is yung one of the marketing specialists ng Forever Living Products talking about our Forever Living bee farm, bee products. Okay.
Hi, everybody. It's Holly Stout coming to you live from my office. This month, the month of September, is Honey Month. And so I'm going to talk to you just really quickly about the expertise of the bee. Now, when you look at the beehive as an organization, it is literally one of the most operationally efficient organizations or ecosystems on the planet. That's right, the beehive. And the reason why is because each bee is born and lives with one very specific role. And it knows from the time of birth what its role within the hive is. There's worker bees, there is a queen bee, there are housekeeping bees, there are drones, there are scouting bees. And each bee only does what its role dictates within the hive. It never deviates. It's always consistent. And because of that consistency, the beehive operates like a pure, operationally organized ecosystem. Now, the hive and the bee have many functions, and within the hive, the bee has some amazing properties. So you have the scouting bees that go outside of the hive, and they go to wildflowers and plants all over a very specific region. They fly very, very far, and they visit plants, and those bees collect the male seed of the flower. And combined with the various aspects of the bee, they combine it with their enzymes, their saliva, and they roll it into these little tiny pellets. They're almost the size of a grain of wheat. And those pellets are called pollen, bee pollen. And then they bring it back to the hive. And that pollen is absolutely famous for some specific properties, including the ability to enhance energy, create amazing stamina, and also support the body from allergies. So bee pollen is a really effective product that we have been able to get from the bee and get from the beehive and create supplements out of. Next up, we have bee propolis. Now, bee propolis is probably one of my favorite products, and the reason being is propolis is actually the sealant that the bee puts at the beginning of the hive before any bee that's been outside the hive enters into the hive. That propolis is notorious for its antibacterial properties. It is a natural ingredient that is created with the resin of trees, the enzymes and saliva of bees. They mix it all together and it becomes the most potently powerful antimicrobial, antibacterial element. That element alone allows the beehive to be one of the most naturally sterile environments on the planet. So each bee has to pass through this propolis. So naturally, that propolis ingredient is amazing for immune support. You can imagine those antibacterial properties. The bees actually co-create with plants, with nature, the ability to naturally defend their hives from any sort of environmental assaults. So bee propolis is a really precious ingredient, and it's amazing to help stay off anything that wants to assault an unnaturally sterile environment. Then we have royal jelly. Now, royal jelly is really specific. It's a milky-like substance, and it's actually created to identify the queen. So there's one queen bee in the hive, and her sole role is to produce other bees and to create that ecosystem of hundreds of thousands of bees, to keep them with their very specific roles and their very specific properties, to keep that hive sterile and to keep that hive replenished, so that each bee in a region, whether it is in an arid desert, whether it is in a mountain, whether it's in a wild field of flowers, whether it's in a forest, that bee keeps all of those bees working to help sustain that hive. Royal jelly is one of the most amazing ingredients for hair, skin, nails, energy, stamina, and it even helps at the cellular level because, again, it goes in and identifies those key qualities that can help elevate performance, because you can imagine the queen bee, she's really busy to be getting to go through that hive and to create all of those natural creatures that have a very specific role. That's a really busy job. So she needs a lot of energy, and it comes from this royal jelly, which is a substance that's only fed to a queen bee. And then finally, we have honey. And of course, it's honey month. And here at Forever Living Products, we have an amazing product called Forever Bee Honey that is really a culmination of all of those efforts with the bees. It contains the natural, as the bee goes to each flower, as it goes to each plant, as it collects the pollen, as it collects the male seeds, as it collects the immune properties, as it combines it with its saliva, it fills the honeycombs inside the bee with honey. And Forever has found one of the best sources of honey available today. We sell it right now. It's called Forever Bee Honey, a tablespoon a day. Whether you drink it in a hot drink, whether you mix it in a cold drink, whether you pour it over your cereal, you put it on toast, or you just put it on a teaspoon and take it, all of the benefits that those bees work so hard for are found in the Forever Bee Honey. We also have amazing products like Forever Bee Pollen. This one is recommended to take 1 tablet, a quarter of a tablet to start, because it's a really strong product. And then ultimately you'll get to 1 tablet a day, and you can take it up to 2 times a day. As we talked about earlier, pollen's great for energy. It helps sustain those with that are in an athletic training program. It's great to help stay off those midday cravings. And then next up we have our Forever Bee Propolis. We talked about Propolis being that amazing product that has those antibacterial properties that the hive is sealed with to make a completely sterile environment. So we're going into cold and flu season. I'm getting ready to travel, as I mentioned earlier, to our Forever families across the world. So I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to take my Bee Propolis. And then we have our Forever Royal Jelly. This is actually 1 tablet twice a day. I take a lot of supplements because I do eat well, but I also know that I live a very busy and active lifestyle, and I know that sometimes I don't always make the best food choices, so I need supplementation. So combine my pollen, my propolis, my royal jelly, and my Forever Aloe Vera Gel and my 330, I'm going to go ahead and in recognition of September being Honey Month, I'm going to thank the bees for all of the amazing work that they do to support our bodies and supplement our diets when we don't always make the right choices. So here we go. There we are.
Okay, so thank you. Grabe, no? Tamang-tama ngayon. September is the honey month or bee month. Okay, so beer month, beer. Okay, okay. So napakaganda. Lahat ng explanation niya, andun na lahat yung content. Iisa-isahin ko na lang ulit para to remind or yung mga added ibang mga ingredients na pwede natin pag-usapan. So, napakaganda mga bee products natin. Talagang dapat, kailangan talaga natin i-take in every day, especially this time. Okay, so bee propolis. So bee propolis ang naumpisan kong slide. So bee propolis consists of more than 150 chemicals compound which have anti-inflammatory. So binagat naman niya kanina to, anti-allergenic, antioxidant, and anti-mutagenic properties. It also contains organic acids such as caffeic acids and contribute to the antibiotic, antifungal, and antiviral effects. So, nandyan yan sa bee products na yan, sa bee propolis na yan. So, propolis is the protective substance gathered and used by bees to keep their hives clean. Our propolis is gathered from pollutants or pollution-free high desert region. So, sa high Sonoran Desert, yung location ng mga inaalagaan natin mga bubuyog. Okay, contains 22 amino acids, B-complex vitamins, fortified with royal jelly. So, it's a powerful natural antibiotic, an excellent way to help support the body's natural defenses. So, no preservatives added, okay? So, helps relieve symptoms of colds, cough, flu, and respiratory problem. Actually, kagagaling ko lang. Akala ko hindi ako makapagsalita. Tonight, talagang nabag down ako for 4 days and a half. So, hindi talaga ako tumatayo. Ang kinakain ko lang is yung products natin. Tapos, bee propolis, ito talagang nginunguya, nilalaklak ko talaga siya. Minsan umaabot ako ng 8 tablets a day. So, good news lang, hindi natuloy yung ubo at sipon. Pero sobrang sakit ng ulo ko talaga nung umpisa. Okay, so nakakatakot kasi ngayon kung magkasakit tayo, kala mo COVID agad, di ba? So, ang pinaka number one protection na ginagawa namin is yung taking natural antibiotics like yung bee propolis and yung garlic thyme nga natin. Pero nung nag-attack na talaga yung bee propolis talaga ang sineryoso ko kasi ang effect ng bee propolis is like a Russian penicillin effect. Talagang strong natural antibiotic. So, meron akong personal testimony nito. Nung nagpunta kami ng Canada, 6 months pregnant ako nung time na yon. So, hindi naman ako ganun ka laki magbuntis. So, hindi halata sa plane nung pumunta kami sa Vancouver. Pero grabe ang sipon ko at ubo nung time na yon. Hindi pa uso ang COVID. So, sa product free ng Forever Living na binibigay sa bag sa mga travelers, merong kasamang bee products, bee pollen and bee propolis. So, dahil buntis nga ako, safe i-take itong natin na to, yung bee propolis. So, yun ang tinake ko for 3 days, tuloy-tuloy. Hindi tumuloy yung severe cough and cold ko nung time na kasi sobrang lamig doon sa Vancouver. So marami kami mga testimonies nito, mga natin, yung bee propolis na to, lalo ngayon, napaka-in-demand ito ngayon, na every time meron tayong masamang nararamdaman, mas maganda take kaagad tayo ng bee propolis. Ito lang yung natural antibiotic na hindi siya nakakasama sa liver natin. So the name propolis is derived, by the way, the name propolis is derived from Greek meaning before the city, signifying that propolis defended the entire community from external threat. Propolis has 5,000 years history. Okay, so the Assyrian and the Greek used propolis to help maintain good health. It is a natural 100% with no added preservatives or artificial. So talagang kanina in-explain mula talaga doon sa bahay ng mga bubuyog, sinegregate nila yung bee propolis na ito, ginawa i-cold compress in a tablet form. So walang nawawalang mga vitamins dyan, walang yung mga minerals, enzymes, intact talaga siya. So ganyan kaganda ang bee propolis. So what is bee propolis? So bees also produce a compound called propolis from the sap on a needle leaf trees or evergreens. So when they combine the sap with their own discharges and beeswax, so in-explain naman to kanina ni Sally, they created a sticky greenish brown product used as coating to build their bee hives or their hives. This is propolis. So may mga ginawa ang mga scientists, tinest nila yung beehive nila, nilagyan ng bacteria, pero in a few seconds lang, patay agad. Ganon kaganda ang bee propolis na ito. Ganon kaganda mag-protect doon sa bahay pukyutan to avoid na hindi ma-contaminate yung mga bees doon sa loob at saka yung queen. Okay, so thousands of years ago, Asian civilization used propolis for its medicinal properties. So Greeks used to treat abscesses. Assyrians put in wound to fight infection and help the healing process. Egyptian naman used to embalm mummies. So noong unang panahon, alam naman natin, wala namang mga synthetic medicine. Meron man, iilan lang siguro, pero more on natural talaga sila. So healing compounds in propolis. So researchers have identified more than 300 compounds in propolis. The majority of these compounds are forms of polyphenols. So polyphenols are antioxidants that fight disease and damage in the body. So specifically, propolis contains the polyphenols called flavonoids. So flavonoids are produced in plants as a form of protection. So they are commonly found in the foods that have an antioxidant properties. So what the research says, propolis is thought to have antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory properties. So researchers aren't exactly sure why. Kasi hindi naman nila alam paano ginawa talaga ng mga bubuyog yan. But the bee products appears to provide protection from some bacteria, viruses, and fungi. So wounds sa mga sugat Propolis, a special compound called pinosembrin, a flavonoid that acts as antifungal. So these anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties make propolis helpful in wound healing. So one study found that propolis can help people who have traumatic burns heal faster by speeding up new healthy cell growth. Okay, di ba kanina sinabi din ni Sally na up to the cell point ng katawan natin na abot. Okay, so found that the topical propolis was more effective than a steroid cream in reducing muscles in oral surgery wounds. So muscles are associated with inflammation and slowed wound healing. Cold sores and genital herpes. Okay, so appointments, ito yung mga ano naman yan nila, mga pound nila research. Okay, so now is bee pollen. Okay, di ba kanina sinabi nga na may mga worker bee. So ang mga nagko-collect ng propolis, pollen is mga worker bee. Sa worker, di ba yung drone is siya yung partner doon sa queen. Para mangitlog na mangitlog yung queen, dapat merong drone siyang partner. Para naman magtrabaho, ito yung mga worker bee, andyan yung mga housekeeper bee, collecting bees, di ba? Iba't ibang mga role nila, kaya very organized sila. So bee pollen is packed with easily absorbed vitamin C, D, E, K, beta-carotene, B complex, minerals, enzymes, coenzymes, plant source fatty acids, carbohydrates, proteins, and 22 amino acids, including all essentials, meron na siya. Okay? Assist in maintaining a healthy circulatory, digestive, immune, and nervous system. So essential food supplements, the ultimate superfood. So imagine mo, ito yung pagkain na complete na talaga. Lahat ng mga vitamins na unknown pa nga nandito na hindi pa na-discover ng mga scientists, meron na yan sa bee pollen. So bee pollen is a natural energy booster, increase stamina and endurance, improves metabolism, boosts the immune system, increase resistance to allergies, ideal for both men and women, lalo na sa mga late age. Okay, so napakaganda ang bee pollen. Ang experience ko naman ito, pag ayaw kong kumain ng madami para hindi naman tumaba, okay, para ma-maintain pa rin yung katawan natin. Pwedeng bee pollen, ang kinakain ko 5 tableta. Okay, complete food na kasi siya. So although maliit lang siya, pero andun na lahat ang kailangan ko. Hindi pareho ng kakain nga ako ng biscuits, pero anong mayroon sa biscuits? Flour lang, salt, 'di ba? Butter, hindi siya healthy. Samantalang ito, sa maliit na ito, complete na siya. Okay, so imagine mo, pati vitamin C nandiyan na rin. Okay, so beta-carotene nandiyan na rin lahat. So yan ang pinaka-complete food na kailangan. So sa mga nag-sports, sa mga atleta, sa mga babae din na super busy talaga, kailangan natin talaga ito para at least hindi tayo magkakaroon ng mga deficiency ng vitamins and minerals na kailangan natin to keep moving. Okay, so what is bee pollen? Bee pollen is a ball of pollen made by young bees when they land on the flower. So imagine mo yung bulaklak. Ilan kayang bulaklak ang kailangan nilang puntahan para makagather sila ng maliliit na ball para dalhin nila doon sa beehive at ipapakain doon sa mga kasama nilang mga bubuyog, di ba? So yung mga trabaho na yan ng worker bees. So carry these balls back to the hives in sacks on their legs and store them in a hive's honeycomb. The pollen then ferments into bee bread, which feeds a bee colony. Kung sa pamilya natin ito yung pinakapandisal natin sa umaga, pagkain, di ba? Okay, sa kanila yan ang pinaka-tinapay nila everyday. So beekeepers collect pollen from bees by keeping a thick comb in the entrance of their beehives. So merong parang malaking doon, parang suklay para pag dumaan yung mga bubuyog, maiiwan yung mga ball pollen na yan. So when bees pass through, it snacks the pollen off their legs into a collection bin below. So the bees then must go out to collect more pollen. Imagine natin kung gaano kadaming trabaho ng mga bubuyog sa araw-araw na gagawin nila yan. Okay? So what are the benefits of bee pollen? Bee pollen is considered so beneficial that the German Federal Board of Health recognizes it as a medicine. So nung time na yun nila, the benefits is the so-called superfood, saying it can relieve inflammation, work as antioxidant, boost liver health, strengthen the immune system, work as a dietary supplements, ease symptoms of menopause, reduce stress, speed up energy level. Okay, so that is bee pollen. So pwede kayo mag-take niyan, pwedeng 2 tablets 3 times a day, or 2 tablets 2 times a day, depende as needed. Okay, sa akin kasi, like kung talagang maraming ginagawa, 5 tablets a day, or abot pa ako ng 10 to 15 tablets a day. So depende sa energy na kailangan ko. Okay, so kung mas maraming gagawin, mas marami akong tinitake. Okay, actually dati yung bee pollen na yan, kasama siya sa pagkain combination ng C9 nung wala pa ang natin forever term. Okay, kasi nga complete food na siya, at the same time yung stamina and endurance nandun na siya sa bee pollen. Okay, so royal jelly, ito na yung pinakapagkain ng queen bee, yung reyna ng bubuyog. Okay, so royal jelly is a honey bee secretion that is used in the nutrition of larvae as well as adult queens. It is secreted from the glands in the hypopharynx of worker bees and fed to all the larvae in the colony regardless of sex or caste. So royal jelly contains vitamin A, C, D, and E. So linoleic acid, and is also a rich natural storehouse of B-complex vitamins. So rich in amino acids plus minerals, high in protein. Okay? Aids in cell regeneration kung gusto nating ma-delayed ang pagtanda. Okay? So to keep us young looking and highly energized. Ayan. So royal jelly, di ba? As we grow old, yung mga cells natin kailangan i-regenerate. Okay? Help reduce symptoms of stress. So sino bang hindi na-stress ngayon, di ba? So halos lahat. Dahil hindi nakakalabas yung mga matatanda or bata, di ba? Or ngayon, di ba, merong mga discrimination pa, vaccinated or unvaccinated. Di ba? Ang daming lumalabas na mga reports na hindi maganda. So nakaka-stress talaga. So kailangan natin, suportahan natin, katawan natin ng royal jelly. Okay, good for hair, skin, and nails, and boost energy level. Okay, so yung mga nasa late menopausal din, maganda din yung na yan, royal jelly. So yung may mga hormonal imbalance din, maganda rin po ang royal jelly. So nire-recommend ko yan doon sa mga may problema sa reproductive organ, lalo sa mga babae. Okay, so royal jelly. So royal jelly is a creamy white substance with a high nutrients contains that young bees make to feed queen bee larvae. So there are claims that it offers a range of health benefits such as easing the symptoms of premenstrual syndrome and supporting wound healing. So, ang daming talagang maitutulong sa katawan natin ito. So royal jelly is highly nutritious and may have antibacterial, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory properties. These properties may be responsible for many of the health claims about royal jelly. So people usually consume it orally or apply it directly to the skin. Iba yung mga cream pwede. Pero sa atin kasi tablet form, so pwede nating nguyain lang or pwedeng sublingual, lalo sa mga may mga masakit ang ulo. So ako nilagay ko kaagad under my tongue hanggang matunaw siya para mabilis ma-absorb. So ang pagtitake naman ng royal jelly, depende as needed din. Like sa akin, minsan umaabot ako ng 3 times a day or 4 times a day. So, pero ang pinaka nakalagay doon sa bottle natin, 1 tablet 2 times a day. So 30 tablets yun in one bottle. Kaya it's good talaga for 30 days yung or 1 month consumption. So yung queen bee, by the way, siya yung pinakamahabang buhay sa lahat ng klaseng bees. Maabot siya ng 80 years. Yung iba, yung mga worker bee 6 weeks patay na sila. So kaya kailangan magtrabaho siya na magtrabaho para i-replenish yung mga worker bees. Okay? So mangitlog siya ng mangitlog. So imagine mo, nakakapag-itlog siya, kailangan niya makaitlog ng 3,000 or more eggs per day during na 6 to 8 years sa buhay ng queen bee. Okay, so kaya nga sabi ni Sally kanina, grabe ang trabaho ng queen bee. O, queen nga siya, pero ang imagine mo kung tayo nanay, anak ka ng anak, ano nang itsura natin, losyang na, di ba? Okay, so well-fed naman siya. Okay, so yan ang royal jelly. Next is our bee honey. Okay, so yan, kanina pinakita na rin ni Sally kanina yan. Bees make honey by traveling from flower to flower, removing the rich nectar, storing it briefly to mix with their enzymes, and then depositing the honey in their hives. Throughout the ages, honey has been recognized as premium natural food. Ito lang yung pagkain na hindi napapanis, di ba? Ilang thousand years ago na nandoon sa pyramid nakatago, nakita nila. Ilang taon na yan, hanggang ngayon hindi siya nasira. Ganon kagaling yung mga bubuyog na yan. Okay, so energy that is easily digestible. So madali siya ma-dissolve. Yung mga kunyari, diabetic, nag-hypo, kailangan la candy or coke, di ba? Mas matagal pa yun. So kailangan pa i-dissolve yun. Samantalang ito, glucose na kaagad. So madali i-absorb. So kuha lang na isang maliit na kutsara, ilagay agad sa bibig para umangat agad yung energy niya. Okay, so antibacterial and antifungal. Okay, alam naman natin ang honey ay napakaganda. Nung unang panahon ginagamit na yan kaagad, nilalagyan nila ng bawang, di ba? Para lumambot yung ubo. Okay, so increases athletic performance. Kung paggising natin sa umaga ay nanglalata tayo, kuha lang ng 1 tablespoon, dissolve sa mouth, sundan ng water, parang nagdahilan lang, ang bilis tumaas ang energy natin. Okay? So reduces cough and throat irritation, helps regulate blood sugar, heals wounds and burns, probiotic effect. Okay, so nandyan na lahat kasi it's 100% pure. Imagine mo bago makapuno yung mga bubuyog ng isang half-liter bottle natin ng bee honey, imagine na lang natin kung gaano kadaming mga flowering plants na sinisip-sip nila para mapuno yan. Kaya ang honey talaga, real original honey is talagang mahal. Pag nakabili kayo ng murang honey, ay nako, baka arnibal po yun. Na once pag nilagay nyo sa lalamunan, lalong mga ating lalamunan kasi sugar pala, dinisolve lang. Okay? So, ganun ka mahal ang honey kasi hindi siya basta-basta lang na gagather diyan. Imagine mo kung ilang bubuyog ang lilipad at babalik sa bahay, puyutan nila para maghakot ng mga nectar na yan sa iba't ibang flowering plants na yan. Okay? So, at least 1 tablespoon, at least 70 calories per tablespoon. So, mas lesser yung calorie, hindi siya nakakataba. Okay. So, papakita ko po sa inyo yung demonstration to identify na yung honey na nabili nyo is original. Okay. Kasi baka mamaya may nabili kayo ng mumurahing honey. Tapos sabi, sige, ito mura lang. Ito na lang ang bibilhin ko. Yung pala, hindi siya 100% pure. So, paano ba identify na yung honey is real? Okay, pakita ko lang po sa inyo yung demonstration na ginawa namin. Okay. Okay, so ito yung honey natin. Ayan. Ang kailangan nyo, posporo, tissue paper, water, maliit na platito. Okay, sa tissue paper, pag original yung honey, hindi dapat kaagad-agad mababasa. Okay? So, lalo kung bond paper yan, hindi talaga tatagos. Yan is tissue paper. So, yan, two folds. Nasa first fold lang siya. Okay. Yan. So, hindi tumatagos. Pero pag may water content yan or may sugar content, mabilis yan tumagos. Okay, so lagyan natin ng tubig. Yan, di ba? Easily makikita kaagad yung basa sa likod. So, pag hindi, ibig sabihin pure honey yan. So, kung posporo naman siya, okay, ididip mo po yung match head doon sa honey. Okay, so pag may water yan, hindi yan sisindi dahil 100% pure honey ng honey natin, still na sumisindi pa rin siya. Okay, so that's the second test. Our third test is, yan, lalagyan natin ng water yung platito. Yung enough lang na level doon sa plate. Ito, lalagyan natin ng honey. Yan. Okay, so usually, pag hindi original honey yan, kakalat siya kaagad. Okay, sa atin, while moving slowly, makikita mo nagpo-form yung beehive. Lalo na mamaya may lilipad na bubuyog yan. Original talaga, hindi, joke. Okay, so nakita niyo yung form ng beehive. So, yan, ibig sabihin, it's 100% pure. Hindi siya agad-agad na di-dissolve. So, safe siya gamitin or inumin, hindi siya ng lalamunan. Okay, so next is, that's the four major products ng bees na meron ang forever living product. So our next products, ito yung is added with bee propolis or wax. So i-add on ko na lang siya. Okay, so like ito, aloe propolis cream, di ba binanggit kanina ng mga researchers na ang propolis, ang cream, aloe propolis cream is very good sa may mga health, sa skin concern. Okay, so our aloe propolis cream is meron siyang aloe vera mixed with bee propolis, may mga chamomile, kaya ang bango, very concentrated. Okay, this is good for skin sa lahat ng may mga concern. pH balance, kaya safe kahit baby skin or yung mga newly born baby na to avoid makagat ng mga lamok or insects, pwede siyang i-apply a thin layer. Okay? So yung may mga problema sa dryness ng skin, ako nilalagay ko ito sa makeup, skin ko before putting any makeups or foundation para protected. Kasi di ba minsan ang makeups merong mga lead. Okay, so para hindi magkaroon ng discoloration or spots ang skin. Pag nagme-makeup tayo, hindi natin alam kung yung mga makeup na yan ay mataas ang chemical lead. Okay, so yung may mga concern sa stretch marks or pimples, keloids, or any concern sa balat, pwede siya. Okay, actually yan ang ginamit ko nung buntis ako nung pinaka-last baby ko. So wala talaga akong stretch marks sa tiyan. 3 ang naging anak ko, pero yung pag tiningnan ko yung tiyan ko, wala talagang traces ng mga stretch marks. So kung meron na, late na nalaman ng meron tayong aloe propolis cream para yung skin tone niya, mag-even yung kulay at hindi na masyadong makikita yung pangit na iba-ibang lines. Okay, so yung mga may concern sa talampakan na maraming parang biak-biak, pwede siya. Okay, so very economical kasi very concentrated. Napakalapot niya. Okay, so that's our aloe propolis cream. Toothpaste. So, ang toothpaste natin, kaya ko pinagmalaki ito. Ito yung una naming mag-asawang tinubukan na produkto para sa ngipin. Okay, so mapapansin nyo dito, meron siyang bee propolis. Tayo yung brand ng toothpaste natin nanalo ng outstanding brand performance. Hanggang ngayon, hawak pa rin ng Forever Living products yan. Okay, napakaganda, mabango, at hindi nagkakaroon ng mga inflammation sa gums or anything na may mga problema sa natin, sa ngipin, dahil meron siyang antibiotic which comes from the bee propolis. Okay, so safe siya kahit on babies or mga bata na hindi marunong pandumura dahil ang ating toothpaste ay fluoride-free. Okay, so ayan ang ating Forever toothpaste. Bakit ko sinama ang absorbency? Kasi ang absorbency natin is a unique. Meron siyang honey. Kasama ang ingredients sa absorbency, yung honey. Kaya napaka-bless natin na bukod sa natural fruits at papaya at coated siya ng oat bran, meron siyang real honey. Okay, so hindi ko i-demo yan kasi bee products lang naman. Pakita ko lang sa inyo kung ano yung mga products na mayroong mga bee ingredients. Next is our aloe first. Again, meron siyang bee propolis. So, pang-soothe, pang-first aid. So, pwede sa lahat ng skin, pwede sa burns, or pang-first aid. Kaya ang aloe first. So, may bee propolis din po siya. Okay? So, meron tayong isa pa, yung, hindi ko na isama dito. Meron pa tayong isang products na may bee wax. Hulaan nyo kung ano po. Type. Sige nga. Type product name doon sa mga distributor kung ano yung may bee wax ingredients. Tingnan ko nga kung sino makakahula. Okay. Ano yung products na may bee wax? Ano tong demo stick? Bukod pa sa aloe leaves, wala na tayong available na aloe leaves eh. Okay, Deo stick. Okay, si Lumen. Okay, thank you. Okay, so hindi ko na isama dito yung pinaka-wax na ginamit ng Forever Living product sa ano natin, deodorant stick is bee wax. Kaya napaka-safe, hindi nakakasunog sa kilikili dahil yung iba usually ginamit nila is paraffin wax or mga chemically treated wax. Sa atin is bee wax. Okay, so hindi na isama dito. Okay. Okay, so thank you. Next is be inspired. Okay, so are you always inspired every day? Kahit nasa pandemic tayo, type yes. Okay, tapos na tayo. So ito, kwento. Once a bird asked a bee, after continuous hard work, you prepare a honey, but a man steals the honey. Don't you feel sad? The bee replied, never, because a man can only steal my honey, not the art of making honey. Okay, si Bumblebee, ayan, okay. So, whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Okay, so, ayan, ito, sagutin nyo. Okay, so how to be successful? Sabi dito, be grateful, develop an attitude of gratitude and give thanks for everything that happens to you, knowing that every step forward is a step toward achieving something bigger and better. So by Ryan Tracy. So be fearless, okay? Be happy, be positive, be grateful, be courageous, be energetic, be healthy, be helpful, be teachable, be enthusiastic, be industrious, be jolly, and be my forever. So kayo na ang bahalang mag-fill in. Sige nga, tigdalawa. Okay, so type kung ano ang gusto niyo i-fill in pa natin dyan. Okay, so anong pwedeng idugdag natin para maging be successful? So be love and enthusiasm. Okay, so ayan. So be positive, be youthful. Okay, be honest, be a winner. Okay, be consistent. Okay, sa dami, di ba? So, yan. Okay, be prayerful. Yes, tama. Lalo ngayon, we need to pray all the time. Okay. So, thank you so much. I am Vicky Abalos and I am forever. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, stop.